Out with the old and in with the new. Today, I'm finally putting in something I've always wanted to put into my last Corolla, but I never got a chance to. But today, I finally decided to waste the money. I guess I don't want to say waste, but get a nice carbon fiber steering wheel that looks really good. And I went with the red, so a million different color combinations you could have went with, but I just went with red and black with the carbon fiber on it. So if you are interested, where I picked it up from was CZD Auto Parts. So I pretty much just talked to them on Instagram and they helped me with everything that I needed. Alright, so we need to take off the old steering wheel. There's gonna be a clip on both sides, or like a little one right next to the cruise control stock and the other one pretty much on the opposite side. So once you get these two off, I believe it's a T25 Torx, or there's going to be two of those screws. And obviously too, don't forget to disconnect your battery, so that way no airbags blow up on you. It's actually a T30. Giving you a close-up, you can see that silver Torx key right up there, which is the T30. You're going to loosen that on each side. They do not come all the way out. They will stay inside the steering wheel. And once you get those off, you should be able to pull your airbag out. And then there's going to be two connectors on the back that we're going to want to disconnect. So these you should be able to just kind of pry up on. Just pull up on the yellow and it should come out. Might need a pry tool. So once you get these yellow tabs pulled up, you should be able to pull them right out of the steering wheel. And once you get those two plugs out right here, there will also be a ground connector for your horn, and just give that a tug as well. Like I said, you'll disconnect those three, and then pretty much your airbag is off, and then you're pretty much ready to disconnect the steering wheel. So the steering wheel is pretty much just held on by one, I don't know if that's a 19 millimeter, but we'll also want to disconnect these as well for the steering wheel controls. The airbag one will stay with it. And then, yeah, let's go figure out what nut size this is. Like I said, I think it's a 19. And then we'll break it loose and then most likely have to wiggle the steering wheel off. After a few hits and a bunch of wiggling, got this off. So now we have to transfer all of this stuff over to the new steering wheel. It looks like everything is just a Phillips screw, so we'll start slowly taking things apart and seeing what comes off and what doesn't. You know, something I was thinking about too is seeing if I could get the other side steering wheel controls. I wonder if they'll just plug and play right into this or not. But here's that side. And here's the other side. And there is kind of like these little plastic nubs too, so you kind of got to give them a little tug. Now we got to get the cruise control. Alright, cruise control's out. So it looks like we're going to need the plastic covering. I think it just pries off. Okay, so it looks like there's two more Phillips screws in the back here. Alright, and then that pulls off. And that should be everything we need off of the old steering wheel. So remember, when we pull this off too, there's the two screws that we don't want to lose for the airbag. Grabbing the new one, which looks really nice and feels super nice. So we're gonna put the back cover back on. Alright, so we'll slap the cruise control back on. And this stuff fits perfectly, because I'm pretty sure the way they make these steering wheels is they actually take the factory steering wheel and they just modify it and wrap it in all the new leather and carbon fiber and stuff like that. So you'll always get the OEM fitment. Alright, and then moving on to the last. I almost wish these controllers were like black so it would match a little better, but still looks amazing. So alright, so that should be everything mounted on here, so we can throw this thing back onto the car. Alright, so putting the new one on is just as simple as how it was to take the old one off. So just make sure your steering wheel is straight up and down. That way it's not crooked when you're driving straight. I'm just gonna hand tighten the center bolt for now. Plug in the rest of my stuff. So I'm just tighten it down really good. Like I was saying, this is a 19mm, so 19mm will tighten it good. I have to say, this thing feels really good. Like, it's like a supercar steering wheel. Feels like very, very, very nice quality. So now we can throw the airbag back on, and again, that'll just be connecting the ground cable for the horn and then the 2 airbag connections. Woo! This thing looks super nice. I'm not sure how it looks on camera, but the quality of everything just looks really good. The stitching looks good. The carbon fiber looks perfect. And the leather also looks perfect. Let's tighten up the airbag, clean this up, and let's start the car and make sure no airbags will blow up on us. Alright, so let's connect this battery back together. That is how simple it is to change out your steering wheel to a aftermarket or change it out to a different style steering wheel. I mean, everybody always talks about how like scary it is with the airbags and everything like that, but honestly, there's nothing that scary. You just disconnect your battery, you shouldn't have any issues. But the steering wheel feels amazing. Should go for a quick drive, just make sure everything's looking good. Horn sounds like it's working, so let's just go for a quick drive to see how this thing feels. But as of right now, I think this thing just looks perfect. It almost looks too nice for this car, honestly. I don't know what you guys would have to think, but I think like it almost is too much. But otherwise, it looks nice. I love the flat bottom of the steering wheel. The red stripe. I think on this car I'm gonna do red and black as like an accent color. Just think that would be better. I know on my last Corolla I was going with yellow, but I think this car I'm gonna just stick with red. Alright, definitely have to say this thing feels really nice. The 10 and 2 grip feels like perfect, like it belongs there. Because I mean, they have like these cutouts for your thumbs. But all in all, this whole steering wheel feels like really nice quality. Something like, I'm not a big fan of like really thick steering wheels, like when you go to like put a cheap steering wheel cover on your car. Like, I don't like that. But this is like in between of like your normal steering wheel and then one of those cheap steering wheel covers that you can get. So it's like a really nice fit all together. One thing I have to get used to is just the flat bottom. Like when you're making like really sharp turns or something like that, it just kind of interrupts your turning. But all in all, it feels really good. And one thing too, these steering wheels, a lot of them are really expensive. Like this one was still expensive, like, and I almost didn't want to buy it, but this was like a little over $400 for this steering wheel. And the quality, I'm really amazed at it. I mean, there are other steering wheels and other companies out there that sell them for like $550 to $750, but this company seemed to be really good, and I'm very impressed with the quality that you get. that's gonna be a wrap for this video. That just shows you how simple this is to actually change out your steering wheel. This literally took me maybe 15 minutes or so. Not that long at all, and everything still works. Make sure my steering wheel controls work, cruise control still works, so everything is working perfect as it should. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.